live from Founders Council in Vancouver with David Vanderveen, Amway Vice President and XS co-founder. Thanks for talking with us, David.
No, I'm really excited to be here. This is it's Vancouver in May. It's beautiful. The mountains still have snow. There's fish in the rivers. It's a great day to be in Canada, as I like to call it.
It's gorgeous here.
Yeah.
So we're here with the top business owners from around the world for Amway. And how many Founders Councils have you been to?
This is my second one.
Okay.
So I was in London last year, where we had a fantastic Founders Council. We had it at the Rosewood Hotel. We had a James Bond night that blew people's minds. James Bond literally showed up at the party. There was an abduction. He was saved. The crowd participated. It was fantastic. And XS in true form showed up as Bond henchmen. We had fezzes. We had velvet jackets. It was a powerful evening.
Very cool. But last night was pretty cool here in
Oh my
Vancouver.
gosh, that was incredible. So I think there's a lot of great reasons. There's a lot of great reasons to qualify for events like this. One is just the quality of association. I mean, you've got Doug DeVos, you've got all the managing directors, you've got founders, crown ambassadors, and crown ambassadors from all over the world. But last night we had this party at Stanley Park, and it was like if Wes Anderson created the event himself. We have an amazing team that builds these events and creates special experiences in exotic places with some of the best people in the world. But I think what was cool was how surprising it was, how different. It wasn't just a hotel ballroom. We were in this old historic lodge in this beautiful park, and you know the servers had like antlers on their heads. It was crazy, and there was videos being broadcast on the walls. I mean, there were moose walking by and gondolas. And then we had this really amazing dinner among the greatest leaders in our business. And then when you went outside, we had like s'mores and crazy like yetis and wild animals in the woods. It was surreal and surprising and fun and enlightening all at the same time.
So fun. So events like this really blend work and business and fun and play, which I think is very much like the XS brand, right?
That is what we're all about. We like to confuse people. We like one life. We like to work hard, play hard, do it all in the same package. And for us, we like to blur those lines, right? Adventure and opportunity. How do we make that one experience, one cohesive kind of program? And I think events like this really showcase how Amway does it better as a lifestyle brand for entrepreneurs who want to have a lot of fun than pretty much anybody. So it was really cool last night. This is one of the best events where I think we showcase that. And, it just reminds me why I probably need a little positive energy this morning because, this is the thing. Like this morning I wake up and in my room last night when I got back a little late and had a little after party. XS is known to do that. Mm-hmm. Some people say I'm the undisputed mayor of Founders Council. I can neither confirm nor deny those rumors. But so last night when I got back, I had like the brand new XX in my room and nine cans of the juiced and burned products. Plus I had there's a new vitamin C serum where you pop the top and vitamin C drops in and you mix it up, and then some of us have some fine lines from way too much fun and adventure in our lives. And so I put some of that on this morning. I just feel like I'm a new person. Like my whole life has gotten better because I'm right here today at Founders Council.
So you get to experience at Founders Council a sneak peek of things that are coming up for the year ahead. What are you most excited about for XS for the year ahead?
Wow, yeah, that's a great question, Anna. For us right now, the biggest thing that's happening this year is we are launching both XS Sports Nutrition around the world. We're launching it in Japan this summer. I'll be doing a big tour there. We'll be launching Amway China this fall in September, October. We're doing big tours with the Chinese in 30 cities this summer and this fall. And we just launched Amway India, where I did a 12-city tour across India, north, south, east, west. And it's been so explosive. We've been in and out of stock there for the last 2 months. Not a problem we love to have, but a good problem to have. Yeah. So there's so many great things happening right now in the world of XS. I mean, we grew 40% last year, which is, I think a testament to the great partnerships we have with both affiliates and with, of course, ABO leaders, and the support we have from the executive team. I mean, we've just got, I've never had so much fun pushing so hard. I mean, I'm barely home right now, which probably isn't, always the best way to live. But at this point in time, when there's hay, you got to bale it. And so right now we're out there making hay and having a lot of fun. We're going to be throwing some huge parties. Right out of here, I go straight back to Delhi and Kolkata and Bangalore and Mumbai. We're throwing some massive Indian raves, parties, fun times, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's like every time I turn around, there's something amazing happening someplace in our business, and the explosion of young people coming in, the growth that's happening in those businesses is remarkable. I think we're at a new opportunity of growth that maybe is unparalleled. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Amway business owners are out there working so hard. They're loving XS. They're loving the products. You mentioned sports nutrition. What are some of the products in the sports nutrition line that ABOs are going to be able to enjoy?
So it depends on the market they're in, but we tend to focus on hydration, energizing, so things that'll hydrate you, things that'll energize you, and things that'll help you recharge or recover. In different markets, the products vary, but it tends to be rhodiola-type products that help energize you, hydration products that combine electrolytes and and selenium and B vitamins, things that really are going to help your body get the hydration it needs when it needs it, and maybe do a little bit more than you thought you could with another hydration product. And then, of course, whey proteins. We're doing some really great sports nutrition whey proteins in a lot of markets right now that are just absolutely exploding. North America last year, we grew 80% in North America with sports nutrition alone. And that's because one of the things we've seen is, there are two major types of proteins that a lot of the market's looking for right now. All plant proteins, which are fantastic, kind of your everyday, not trying to do a lot of sports, but just be in shape proteins. And then you've got, for long-term health, kind of a more Nutrilite branded product that a lot of distributors love. And we've also got whey protein, and that's for people who are active, who are trying to either build up lean muscle mass or maybe get in a little bit better shape, be more fitness oriented. And the surprising thing we found is there is no cannibalization between those two different products. We were just missing people who wanted whey protein. So it's been a really good grower for the nutrition business. It's been fantastic for what we're trying to accomplish right now overall in terms of reaching a new younger demographic, as well as support people who may be a little older and just want the all plant long-term protein. But it's been a journey. It's been an experience. We've learned a lot, and we're having a lot of fun along the way.
That's so cool. I think it's awesome to see how seriously that XS takes the fun, but how seriously they take the products too.
Yeah.
And that's the combination that makes everybody successful.
See, I think if we can make learning to love to work as much fun as the parties and other activities that we do, if we can blend those two things together, life can be really cool. It doesn't mean it's always easy, right? I mean, it can be really hard work. It can be really hard fun, hard partying. But at the end of the day, if we can blend those two things together, where regardless of how successful people are immediately in our business, if they're having a lot of fun and enjoying what they're doing, and the culture that we're creating is attractive, we won't be able to keep the next generation out of our business. This is something that we noticed early on. Was my two sons were in Laguna Beach. We have surf teams, and so my two sons in middle school and high school were on the surf team, and we'd have XS in our tents on the beach when we'd be having our surf competitions. And I would have parents coming to me saying, "Hey, the other kids in their teams are trying to steal XS out of our coolers." And I say, "That's great. That's the problem we want to have." I don't want to create products that are relevant to the next generation. We want to create products that are compelling, experiences that are compelling. Because if we can get to the point where we can't keep people out of our tent, or we can't keep people out of our coolers, we don't need to worry about whether or not, we've figured it all out. I think the next generation will show us the way forward. We just have to make sure that the experience makes sense, that the products and the culture and the things that we're doing are compelling, that are so attractive they can't stay away, and that when we get together to do things like this, it's a ton of fun.
Yeah. There's so much appeal to that generation with the Amway business, with the flexibility that the opportunity offers. It's hard work, but the way that you work can be flexible. The products are amazing. When you look around at this group of Founders Council leaders, they obviously have figured a lot of things out along the way.
Yeah.
What do you see are some of the common traits across this group of leaders when you look at them as to maybe why they're so successful?
Obviously, this is the pinnacle of our business. So most of these leaders got into the Amway business when they were in their 20s. Today, many of them are much older than that. Most of them are probably in their, at least 50, 60, 70 years old. Some of them maybe even older than that. This is the top of our business, who's been around a long time, built very large global businesses. And I think one of the things you see is that they've seen Amway progress and change and transform over many decades. And I think a lot of them realize that we're in an era of transformation right now. And so flexibility is one of the things that you'll notice. They're constantly asking, what are we doing next? What's the next thing we're going to be doing? Where are we progressing from here? Where are we going? They don't view the business as some kind of form of stasis that we're always going to do things the same way. It's more about looking at the past, what we've done successfully before, making sure we know our own history, looking at what's worked and what hasn't, and not being afraid to change. I think one of the biggest things I've seen, like last night when I was out with some of the leaders after our event in particular, you start to have very candid conversations. We started to have some incredible conversations about some of the new markets that we might be looking at and how would we approach those and what types of technology would we need and how would the business have to look maybe completely different in order to be successful to support our ABOs driving into places where we can't go traditionally, where maybe between the government and the regulations, it just, we don't have the same roadmap that we have other places. I think those kinds of conversations in a place like this are some of the most exciting things that we can talk and think about. The creative juices, I don't think, ever flow as big or as broadly as they do in a place like this. And that's the sort of thing that I think our leaders are unique in their approach. So I come out of these events more charged up than almost any other thing we do during the year. Not necessarily because it's the most fun or the biggest party, but because of the creative thought that I see from some of our most successful leaders, some of our oldest leaders, and some of the leaders who want to desperately make sure that whatever we're doing now is going to really set up the next generation to be more successful than they were, which I think is the secret of our business.
Yeah, that's really encouraging for the future and really exciting. When you're an ABO yourself.
I am.
So talking to ABOs out there who want to get here someday, want to be at Founders Council, what is one piece of advice that you might have for them? Drink
lots of XS, as much as you can. Now, I think the secret to getting to a place like this, to being, basically a Founders Council member, a Crown Ambassador at some level, one of the top Crown Ambassadors, is to focus on the other person, not to think about yourself. If you want to get here, you're not going to get here by trying to build your business. You're going to get here by helping a lot of other people around the world build their businesses. And that means, when we go back to total experience, it comes to building great relationships, thinking about the other person. How do I put value into their life before I ask for anything in return? How do I get permission and trust to take them further than they've ever thought they could go? How do I earn that respect and create those long-term relationships that create big, healthy, sustainable businesses over a long period of time, over decades, probably well beyond our ability to build them here on this earth. So I think you see that consistently across the leaders who make it here. And, more importantly than making it here is the benefits that we gain from doing that in life, from adding value to other people before we ask for something back. People who come here have plenty of money. They don't need more money. But I think the thing that drives people to get here in particular is the opportunity to reach the most possible people they can meet on this planet and help them reach their dreams and goals in ways they probably never thought they could before.
That's great advice, and that's one of the, I think, principles that Amway's founders, Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel, started the business on, is helping other people, thinking about the next person, the new person in the business, still relevant today. That's really exciting. So we're just about wrapping up here. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience about XS? Any parting words of wisdom for us?
We keep innovating at XS. We keep looking at new ways that we can change and transform and make our culture and our business simpler and easier. I think we will become, our business will become the first idea that the next generation thinks about when they're looking for a business to get started in. If they don't have a lot of resources, maybe they're not, boilerplate entrepreneurs. And what we're thinking about a lot at XS is how do we take it from, the first computer I had was an Apple II. It was very hard to use. You had to learn a new language, a disk operating system language to even operate it. But you could have a computer in your home. If you look at what we have today with iPhones and iPads, toddlers can use them. Toddlers can find Dora the Explorer, whatever they're trying to watch on those devices. They don't even know it's a computer anymore. I think Amway is like that. Amway's the engine. It's like having a computer in your home today. It's remarkable. It's revolutionary. I think where we need to get is to make that business, that culture, that experience so elegant and so intuitive that when somebody says, yeah, I'd like to have my own business, I don't want to work for somebody else, or maybe I want to work for somebody else but do something else on the side, that our business is so simple, so easy, so elegant. They just jump in, they start building it, it's intuitive, there is no instruction manual, there's no hours of training, it's just something that we get in and do together, and we have so much fun along the way that why would you ever quit? That's where we want to go. That's what we're constantly pressing on and pushing towards and testing and trying to get to. It's not going to be easy. It won't happen overnight. But I think every event I come to like this, every conversation I have with some of the biggest leaders in our business, it's clear that we seem to be aligned in wanting to go in that direction and find that as fast as we can. And I think XS will be one of the leading tools to help us get there. I think our switch share duplicate application is one fine example of how we're getting there faster, helping people show a plan with the product that they've just said I like. And I think we'll find new and exciting ways to do that across our business in the next coming years. We've got a whole task force and a steering committee that's driving that really hard that I'm a part of right now. Brandy Heiser's leading it. And I think between the leadership of our ABOs and the leadership of the staff at the company working closer and closer together, we're going to find some amazing new ways to change and transform this business so it's easier for the next generation to be successful faster.
I think that's a great note to end on. Great perspective for all of us. Thank you so much for talking with us today, and thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks, everybody. Great to see you today.